Okay, so let's do a cluster map with a simple points layer that you have inside your Evoila Cloud account. You can create a map. So when you start a visualization of your points, you will see each point on the map. So when you zoom in your points layer, you see a lot of points in specific place. So what you want to see is more big points for this specific area, and you want to see the total of points you have under this specific area. So you click on your layer, and you have to edit the template of your layer to customize the visualization of your layer. So here you have all the script of your layer. That's how you want render your class of your layer inside your map. So imagine that now you can erase this section, and the first step of rendering your cluster point is to configure your cluster option inside your script. So for example, I copy paste a map file snippet here. So you have the information of a cluster tag inside your script, and you have to specify the max distance of your cluster. So here what it means is that for every 20 pixel ellipse area, you will compute each point you will have for those sections. You can use ellipse or rectangle, but usually ellipse gives you a good feeling because you will be able to create a big circle. The second step is to add a first cluster class inside your custom layer. So, for example, I will copy paste another area here, put a small comment depth 2. So here, your snippet, map file snippet of your cluster class. You can see that you will have, when you have more than one feature count under an ellipse, a circle, an area, you will have a point with this color, and you will have transparency on it, and you will specify an outline color option, and you will specify a size. So with this first step, it allows you to create your cluster, and for sure you will have to add the label option because you want to have the number of points you have in your cluster area. So for example, here I put a size of 8, a white color, and a specific font for my label that I will have inside my layer. So let's try this second step. So you see here I have the total amount of points under each cluster area. So it's cluster, but single point are not mapped right now on your cluster map. So we will add a new classes that we will call a single point. So for example, step 3 here, I had another very small class, copy paste again. So what you have is the single airport class where you have only one cluster point. So you want to manage that, and you want to have a very small circle, a very small point on the map where you have only one single airport inside an area of 20 pixels. I accept that. You see what I have right now is more something more readable. So if I click here, you see I have two 2 points, but if I zoom out, you will have your points. And if you zoom at the high level, you will have something really cool to see. But now you see it's not perfect because you have only one circle size for each type of cluster you have. So it could be nice to have more class into this layer to have a better representation of your cluster. Is to add more classes inside the layers, because now I only have one classes when I have more than 1 point under a cluster area, and I have another classes where I have only one. So I create more than that. If I copy paste another section in this example, so it will be my step 4 here. That I have my cluster point, my single class here, but I had more than that. So I have another one here when you have more than 100 points on the cluster, so you will have a circle of size 20. When you have more than 250, you will have a circle of size 25. And when you have more than 500, you will have a big circle of size of 30. And if you have only more than one, let's say I will keep at this size 15, or I will put this class under the other one. 50, 100, and class of more than one here. And this. Okay, yeah. Perfect. It works. So you see, you have big circle where you have more than 500 points inside your cluster. Now it's a really cool map, cluster map of your application, and you don't see your legend right now because you have to save. So, and get back to the list, you will see you have a legend here, and you see that you have your cluster map with a nice legend here. I just shown you how to create your cluster map. Now let's show you how to change some color into this very simple palette. So for this, for example, we can use a website that we call Color Brewer. So this one, for example, allows you to select a color palette, and you can select the number of class you have, and it will create your color palette that you want. Edit my map and get back to my map file snippet section, and where you have this class of having more than 500 feature under my cluster area, I will change the color of my circle for this red color. And if you want, you can also change the outline color, because now it's more like a yellow one. But let's say I will stay this color and simply change the background color, the fill color of this circle. So if you accept, you will see now you have a red color for this CF, more than 500 points under each classes. So I can add another one, for example, more than 250. I will use this orange color, and I will change this color in this style tag to my file snippet. And if you accept that, you will see that now you have 3 colors for your for your cluster. And if you saved again, you will see that you have two different colors where you have more than 500 points and more than 250 points.